many socially conscious Seattleites does it take to change a light bulb? It's not enough to change a light bulb. You've got to change the world. I'm Aaron Block. This is Allumia, and I'd like to show you how we can change the world by changing a light bulb. Every pitch needs a couple graphs that go up and to the right. Unfortunately, this isn't my revenue. This is atmospheric carbon and temperature since the Industrial Revolution. And given that the cleanest, quickest, cheapest way to undo this damage is to consume less, it should come as no surprise that the market for energy efficiency is huge. But how do we take on a problem as big as anthropogenic climate change and the market for energy efficiency? The same way we climb a mountain, one step at a time. For Allumia, that first step is efficient lighting, particularly targeting the small and mid-size commercial and industrial market. For these customers, lighting makes up more than a quarter of their total energy use. And in fact, lighting these buildings makes up more than 5% of all US energy use. That's huge. What's more, these customers aren't improving energy efficiency. Any free capital that they have goes directly to improving their core business, and the projects themselves are too small to attract traditional financing vehicles. To illustrate this, let's look at one of our actual customers. In the lower left-hand corner, you'll see my stick figure rendition of Peter Dahl, the owner and operator of Gold Creek Tennis Club in Woodinville. Peter was particularly interested in upgrading his lighting system at the tennis center from his outdated fluorescents to a brand new LED system. But he didn't have the $140,000 it would have taken up front to make that investment. That's where Allumia comes in. We covered all the capital costs of the upgrade. We worked with local contractors to get the project installed. And then along with installing the lighting equipment, our contractors install a revenue grade meter that measures exactly how much energy Peter is saving and when he's saving it. Over time, Peter pays us back out of a portion of those savings. And that adds up to a very significant return for Peter, for us, and for the environment. And for the investors in the audience, if that sounds very capital intensive, it's because it is. But that's okay. We're working with project off-takers who actually buy these from us as we complete them, so they don't sit on our balance sheet. We're able to earn an upfront margin and an ongoing return from these projects. The model itself isn't entirely new. It took third-party financing for solar to really explode in the mid-2000s. And now in some states, more than 90% of new solar is third-party owned. That's actually where I got my start. I co-founded Skyline Innovations, which is now the largest solar water heating developer in the country, and in doing so developed the exact same model, customer types, and marketing that Allumia is using today. So what do those markets look like? Huge. It's estimated that the market for efficient lighting in small and medium-sized commercial buildings is $11 billion annually. And if we expand that market to look at all the energy systems within a building, that market grows to $44 billion. And that's one of the things that's really exciting about our model. Once we've taken that first step up the mountain, we can continue our hike into any number of building energy systems. And since we've installed that revenue grade meter on our customer premises, we can actually show them the data and guide them towards the best retrofit for their building. Of course, that's all very pie in the sky. So what does our immediate market look like? It's still pretty good. If you look just in the Seattle area, just at the simplest projects with the fastest path to yes, for us, that's utilitarian lighting in owner-occupied buildings, there's more than $45 million of opportunity to be grabbed today. And we're already capitalizing on that. This summer alone, we've closed nearly $500,000 of projects. Our pipeline is growing, our sales team is growing, and the market is thirsty for what we provide. Those project off-takers I was telling you about, we've got 4 of them competing for our business. And I'm currently working my way through a construction finance line for $400,000 and a project fund of $10 million. That's all well and good, but what does a project actually look like? Let's go back to Woodinville, to Peter Dahl and the Gold Creek Tennis Club. As you can see, we were able to significantly upgrade the quality of his lighting, but we were able to save him also $30,000 a year and 300 tons of carbon annually. That's the same as taking 90 new cars off the road. Now, I told you this wasn't particularly interesting to traditional finance vehicles, but what does our competition look like? At one end of the spectrum, you have the large energy service companies, people like Johnson Controls and McKinstry, and a little further down the line, you have what I call savings as a service companies, Metris Energy and Sky Energy. But those companies really don't get out of bed for less than $1.5 million a project. Serving the same customers we do, you have the direct installers, electricians, and lighting contractors. But since they don't provide financing, and we work with them to get our projects installed, we're able to come together symbiotically rather than competitively. So while those guys are swinging for the fences, we're trying to hit singles every day. I've been through the startup process before, and that's useful, but I've also got a great team with me. On our advisory board is Zach Axelrod, the CEO and my co-founder at Skyline Innovations, who's grown that company from 3 people around a table to an Inc. 1000 institution. Ron Stimmel, who runs energy procurement for Amazon's North American operations and provides a very valuable voice of the customer. And Bill Block, with more than 30 years' experience as a commercial real estate attorney here in Seattle. So if you'd like to join these great people up here on the slide and the rest of our great staff in changing a light bulb to change the world, please come talk to me afterwards. Thank you.